Rosalind Wilson, and I'm a freelance research writer and editor working in the arts and culture between Asia and Europe. Currently, I'm also the editor for Culture 360, which is the arts and cultural platform for the Asia-Europe Foundation. I'm really passionate about working internationally in arts and culture because I've always been curious about how we can communicate across differences and across different experiences and perspectives. And I think working in the arts, it allows you to play with different ideas and to play with different perspectives, which can slowly open you up to new ways of thinking and new ways of doing. So a lot of my research is based around that, around creative practice and how it can be used in unfamiliar environments, so that instead of facing these with trepidation and fear, we can embrace it with a sense of curiosity. So as I was working in arts management, I was trying to sort of figure out what my area could be, or what my area of focus could be, and I just realised that I really loved communicating about the programs that we were organising, and also pooling together the resources and working out how we can communicate the results and the conversations that were happening in these great projects, how we could communicate them to a wider audience. So that was sort of when I started to concentrate a bit more in the journalistic or the communications or the research and resource development side of things. So I've been freelancing now for over 10 years, particularly specialising in this area of online platforms, online cultural platforms. And I think it was choosing to be independent or being a freelancer instead of working in an organisation is perhaps influenced by two main things. One was the type of work that I was really keen to do, so to look into in-depth research reports, to work with cultural platforms. Often these are projects that are not the main part of an organisation's work, so there might be something that happens at the end of a 3-year project, or a platform might be sort of a smaller element of an organisation's work. So it was kind of a natural fit to be a freelancer in this, to kind of work with different organisations. Another reason for this is also personal circumstance or kind of following where the opportunities are. So I was initially based in Australia, and I lived in Thailand and then Singapore for a couple of years, and now I'm based in Barcelona. The flexibility to look out for different opportunities, and also to kind of work remotely from Spain, that way of working can really be found in the freelancing area as opposed to kind of being tied to one organisation. So I find most of my work by either applying for positions or particular projects, or by pitching organisations directly. The projects either come up with open calls, but also I approach organisations that I feel affinity to, or that I've worked in the topics or in the areas that I'm particularly interested in. And in some cases I'll pitch an idea, whether that's an article for a blog that they have, or an idea for maybe a bigger publication. And the idea, I guess, with this is not always to kind of expect a commission straight away, but to kind of open up a discussion. So by sending these pitches and these ideas, they can already see what kind of areas that I'm working in, what I'm particularly interested in, and they might not have something ready at that time, but they kind of I guess have this person on their radar, no? And then often that can kind of lead to a bit of a discussion, and then I would keep in touch. So I think it's really for me about finding the organisations that you believe in, that are kind of working in the themes that you really want to be involved in, and kind of introducing yourself in a way. In terms of finding the right project idea, I think that's really informed by my years of work in this area. For each and every project, I kind of fine-tune what I'm most curious about in that project and what I'm wanting to explore further. For example, for the Asia-Europe Foundation, I worked on their Green Guide series for Australia and for Spain. And so this area of working more sustainably and thinking about these questions is something that I would like to continue in my works. And the common points and the differences between across cultures and between different countries as well. So that's kind of something that when I'm reading about projects in the sector that I always have my eye out for. And so I'm looking at the projects that the artists working in this area, I'm looking at the organisations who are doing work in this area as sort of potential organisations that I could collaborate with. I think international collaborations for me, or working internationally in this way is very important because it opens us up to different ways of thinking and working and doing. And I think that by working with different people and in collaboration is a chance to make something better than what you could make on your own. It's very exciting when you do get to work with other people and you get their different inputs and their different perspectives, which can help you kind of revise the way you do things as well, and revise your perspective. But it also can take you into really unexpected directions, which are really exciting as well. So I always see it as a chance to kind of make something that you otherwise wouldn't be able to make.